Okay, time to stop worrying about this and actually deal with it. For those of you that didn't catch it last time, after we took Kiva, an incoming missile that was already in the air converted itself to a nuke and hit the city. I think it killed 836,000 people, which I'm not particularly happy with, but it also dropped our reactor integrity to 17%. That means if any more missiles hit Kiva, it's game over instantly. If you have a look down at the IRST scanner, in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we have an incoming thermal contact. That is another missile. That is another nuke. It's very close to the city. If that nuke hits the city, that's game over. So the first thing we need to do in this session, before we start looking at anything else, is get the defense of Kiva in the air. Now, I have multiple options here to deal with the defense of Kiva. One, I can send out a small strike fleet and hope that it gets into the air in time to stop this from happening. The only ships that could potentially do that, looking at what we have available to us here, the Fat Man is a dedicated AA ship, so I can get that in the air. Gladiator, Slingshot. Just on a side note, by the way, I have never seen a Slingshot before since I got it in the last episode. Never seen one of these. Slingshot, Negev, Sleepy Pupper. So the only, that Negev is badly damaged. The only thing I've got here really to deal with it is a Fat Man, which is not going to get, I know the Fat Man, it's slow, it's not going to get in the air in time. I do have planes, and I do have no anti-air missiles, and because we are now in the end game, I don't have access to the supply menu anymore. I can't, actually, this is a nuked city. You notice how the city is destroyed and there are no more buildings and we've got sad music. Yeah, that's because it got nuked. But if we check another city that I have a ship in, for instance, Sharin, which is a city I can't pronounce, there is no supply menu here. So I can no longer buy ammo, which means if I have no anti-air rockets, I have no anti-air rockets. So I can't deal with this missile with aircraft. I mean, I could just send a whole lot of aircraft at it and hope they shoot it down, but honestly, they're not going to be able to do it. They could spray rockets at it, I guess. That leaves me with one option. I could launch an A100 at it. I have 4 A100s because I managed to acquire Triumphant. So what I've got to do is flick the switch for an A100. I want to launch it in the direction of the missile, which is 150. Now, I don't get a... we're going to have to do this very carefully. So I'm actually going to cancel this launch. I'm going to get out my protractor. I'm going to draw from Kiva a line at 150 degrees. Which this isn't quite at. It's probably at around, if we look from here, it's between 180 and 150. So it's probably about 160, 170. It's probably at 160. So we'll get 160 degrees. I'm just going to bring that a bit. That's the launch angle that we need to get this missile on. So we're going to put away the protractor and the ruler. We're going to turn on an A100. We're going to launch it at this direction. Now, for some reason, it's launching from the edge of Kiva, not the middle of Kiva, but if I zoom out enough, it will actually be launching from inside Kiva. We're going to draw it along this line, but I want it to activate its radar pretty early. So we probably want to do this here. The other thing we want to do is we want to turn our radar on, and we can see we're picking up a scrambler in this direction here, which is where the missile carrier fleet that's launching these at us is. Now, looking at this, we may actually want to change our angle here. So let's just turn this off, turn this back on again. We probably want to launch this missile along this line here because that's where they're launching from. But we really do want to turn on the intercept as soon as possible. So we're probably going to click onto here and then we're going to hit that launch button. So we've launched a missile in an attempt to defend the city. But we have other things we need to do. This is just our first thing because I need to deal with all of this. We have detected an enemy strike fleet at Tabal. I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly from last time, that this is a strike fleet, not a missile carrier fleet. So this is the one enemy strike group we need to destroy. The only assets that we have in range to engage this are the Rooster and an Intrepid. I could wait and consolidate and bring up a Paladin, an Intrepid, and a Fat Man. This, the Tyrannus here actually has nukes, so we could just nuke it. That's the max range on a nuke though, so we can't do that straight away. The Collingwood is too badly damaged. It's got 3.5 hours until it is ready to go. So my thoughts here are, if I engage with the Intrepid and the Rooster and manage to take this out, which will be an incredibly hard fight, that's one target dealt with. Looking at the rest of what we have to deal with, no, let's not do that. We have more stuff to deal with here. This is just the start of our woes. For some reason the game's not letting me zoom out right now. That's because I'm zoomed out as far as possible. There's just so much going on. We also have a potential strike fleet inserting here in Actag. We have a potential missile carrier group inserting in Masada. This is also a potential missile carrier group insert point, and also Urgut. So we need to take Kumdag, Zartana, and Seth as soon as possible because of the only launch sites in the south that we haven't gained control of, which means we need to dispatch some strike fleets from Kiva to deal with them. So what I'm thinking about doing is sending a capital ship to each of these locations. So we've got an Archangel here, which doesn't have enough fuel on its own, but it is refueling. That's the problem that we've got. I could send this out with, you can't use a scroll wheel here. I can send it out with a Sleepy Pupper, but at max fuel, they still haven't got enough room. If I do 2 Archangels, that's not going to help. Cormorants have a lot of fuel, but even max, well, but that's one attack group. It's going to take them 12 hours to get there. The next one could have in it another Archangel, and need something to take fuel here, which we're not looking at. There's another Negev here. If I fully fuel that, they can get to Zartana. Now that is the source of the enemy missiles, so we're going to launch planes in that direction in a second. Next up, we need to also attack Shethe, which is the furthest away and probably the hardest one for us to reach. This Gladiator's not going to do it. Could take the Longbow with it. The Longbow will supply some fuel. What else have we got? Intrepid, Nomad. I could send the Nomad. The problem with the Nomad is it's incredibly slow, so it's not going to really supply us with much of the way of useful fuel. There is a Negev here, which is very badly damaged, but I could use it as a fuel tank. So that is our Sethe attack fleet. The game doesn't think they've got enough fuel for that mission, but we'll see what happens. Oh, that's the rest of the fleet. We're going to keep them here to defend the city. Now, looking at what we've got here, let's potentially, because this strike fleet's on its way in, it doesn't know where we are right now. Oh, so let's just turn radars on for everybody. If we wait 3 hours, we can send this. Is that really? This is not going to be full repairs for the Collingwood. Let's just dispatch the Patrick, the Paladin, the Fat Man, and this Intrepid. If we fully fuel them, they can't get to Ganamesh. If I send them with the Tyrannus, they can. No, there's not enough fuel in the city. So I'm going to wait for them to fuel up a little bit more. So we'll leave that for now. Here in Sheba, we've got the Frankston, which I want to get to Kiva, but it has got enough fuel for that. Whoops. So we're going to send the Frankston to Kiva because last-ditch attempts here are going to be aircraft strikes. That leaves us with 2 Gepards and a Voshkod. Actually, the Gepards I want to send as well. I should have looked into that before I launched. So let's just deselect those. Select this, land it again. The Voshkod here is an interesting ship. It's basically an Eland radar station. Let's get that on Kiva as well. So let's just send this whole fleet to Kiva. They haven't got enough fuel to do that yet, so we do wait for them to refuel. Shahran here has the Crazy Horse, a Fat Man, and a Wasp. I need them to start moving east, because this is all I've got east. Over here, we've got the Howler, a Cormoran, a Voshkod, and a Fennec. So let's get all of them moving down here. But the Howler I'm going to send ahead, because it's going to get there a lot faster. I'm going to get this group here to move down to Moab. And get them moving. Okay, I think that's everything I need to order right now. So we're going to hold at Zemraim until they have enough fuel to join with the fleet at Ganamesh, and the fleet at Ganamesh is going to engage this strike fleet and hopefully take them out. I don't think the Rooster and the Intrepid can do it on their own. The most important thing is watching what happens here. This is the big one. The missile intercept at Kiva. I will probably throw up as many planes as I can in an attempt to do something about this. I can launch 4 T7s. Oh, this is from the wrong location. Hang on a second. Nope, that's the wrong button. I just launched them. I didn't want to do that. Let's return them to base. It's this fleet here. No, so the Slingshot has 4 planes. It has 4 LA-29s. Let's just get them in the air and get them here so they can help defend. If it gets to that, they're a last-ditch defense against the missile. One of these also has planes. I think it's this fleet here. Yeah, we've got T7s here. I'm going to order the T7s with the 122mm rockets. I have 2 of them, straight to Zartana. But the LA-29s, I'm going to load up with 37mm cannons, and I'm going to order them to try and intercept this missile as well. And that's really the only options I've got. That's a lot of preparation. I'm probably going to unpause the game and lose here, but let's see what happens. The missiles intercepted each other. Now we have to very carefully keep an eye. We've got more missiles incoming. Is that another missile incoming, or is that our planes? Let's not take a risk. Let's launch another A100. Enemy streak fleet has been detected here. So a lot going on. We've detected a new target on the radar. I'm trying to work out what we have detected. There's, I think it's just the ELINT and this target here. Okay, missile intercept on the missile carrier group. Wasn't a particularly good missile strike. I'll wait for them to make their second pass. That was a hit, at least. At this point, casualties aren't really something I'm particularly worried about. We're not making... Okay, we managed to get them. Let's retreat these guys out of here. Okay. Not much else I can do. I don't think I've got anything here that's fast enough to intercept. Jaguar has a speed of 215. They have a speed of 456. We could just try and nuke them, actually. Because I can launch a nuke at A100 here, and that should get them. Oh, it caught on the planes. That's a shame. That nuke is going to whiff off into the desert. Let's recall all these planes as well. Back to base. Okay, let's see how things are looking over here. At the moment, the threat of the missile has been dealt with. We managed to intercept that. Up here, do we have enough fuel yet for this group to move out without the Collingwood? Not quite. We need to wait for a little bit more fuel. You are on your way to Mushan. You're on your way to Shahriran. So everything else is moving. There's just a lot of moving parts right now that I need to keep my eyes on. We still have to be aware that this fleet is moving. I don't think I have any radar or anything here. Radar is on here. Is all my radars on? You need to be turned on. You need to be turned on. Any radar I've got needs to be active because I need as much intel as possible on the current situation. Just make sure all of these fleet have their intels turned on. So we're actually, if you notice, we're picking up... that's okay, that's our spare fleets. These guys are still here. They are still in range, but I don't have... What's our top speed here? 91. They're never going to catch them. Top speed 85. There's no way we've got no planes we can launch. They're all refueling. Top speed 118. I'm loath to launch a missile unless we get the Triumphant in the air, but its top speed is 202. It's not going to overtake this fleet here, which is a speed... Oh, it is going to overtake that fleet. Well, what if I get the Triumphant just to chase and see what happens? Let's fully fuel it and get it in the air, and we'll maybe just try and hit them with an A100. I can't believe there's no music. It's so tense. So that's all moving out. I just want to help make sure that I'm keeping an eye on everything that's happening. Do you have enough fuel at this point? Still not quite enough fuel. Okay. The Howler has reached Muchen, or is it landing? It's landing right now. Let's just wait for the landing. And we're going to see what free ships we pick up at Muchen. Okay, we have available here a tanker, a Voskhod, which is not particularly great, two Voschods, not what I want to see. These are all support ships. Let's leave them there to be collected by the rest of the fleet. They can fully fuel, which will be quite useful. Let's get the Howler on the move down to Abad. See what they pick up down here. Where is our Triumphant? Is it now in the lead? It is not in the lead yet. This is so tense. Keep an eye on my radar at the moment. Okay, the Triumphant has now overtaken. Let's see if they have continued on a straight course from here. They were here 1 hour ago. I think it's fine to launch the A100 to about here, and it should be able to detect them. Looks like they've changed course. Let's get you back to the city. Yeah, we're not picking them up. They must have jinked us. Because that missile picked up nothing and then crashed into the desert. That's okay. We'll find them eventually. How's fuel looking here? Okay, we've got enough fuel to get to Ganymesh, so let's do that. Let's get them in the air. The Howler is about to reach Abad. I'm most worried about a ship coming in at Urgut because it isn't that far. Okay, we just landed in Abad. Let's see what we've got to pick up here. There is a Gepard, there is a Fat Man, and there is another Fat Man. These are weak units, but let's get the Howler moving on again. It's going to head to Imgur, and this fleet here is going to fuel up, and once it's got enough fuel, it's going to join them. You're still moving here. You're on your way here. These guys have a long journey to get to where they're going. Okay, we've got a radar transmission. Who is picking this up? That's this fleet here is detecting something at 3:30 on Eland. That's this fleet here. So that is the strike fleet from Tabal is getting very close. Let's see if we send these three up because they have a tanker and it's fully fueled. We don't need to do that. If I send them on this route here, what do they see? Do you have enough fuel? You don't have enough fuel. Get back to Abad. I'm feeling that the enemy are very close. Danger close. 3:30. They're just here. Back off. Let's hit them with a nuke. Yeah, they're roundabout here. Okay, they're fueling up. I don't think this fleet can make it. They don't have enough fuel. They're just shy. Look at that. Is there anything here that can join them to give them just a little bit of fuel? That Triumphant has a large fuel tank. I could give them the Triumphant with a full fuel tank. Whoops. That should be enough to just get them over the edge. I'm hoping. I'm worried that I've just killed this fleet with this nuke. We're also waiting for the Howler to refuel. That's someone has just arrived at a new city. That's these guys arriving at Moab. So what's available here? We've got a Gepard. Lots of Gepards coming in. We've got another Gepard. Rolling a lot of those. And we're also looking at a Wasp. That's excellent. Looks like there's some stuff I can buy here. There's let's just get all of these. There's a ton of missiles. Get all the A100s. Get all the LA-29s. Let's get all of the sprints. Let's get all of the bombs. Let's get all of the zeniths. And then let's get this fleet. We'll get a ship from this fleet heading over to Kiva. Okay, we've picked all of that up. So what we'll do is, who can I send to do that? Well, we want the Wasps to move on. Let's let this fleet refuel. You should now be able to fully refuel Mr. Howler. Every time. I was just zooming in so much. Okay, let's get you to Imgur. Let's see what happens with this missile intercept. How are things looking down here? Has the Triumphant... Triumphant hasn't arrived yet. This missile's probably not going to find anything. Let's get you to head back to Ganamesh. What are we seeing here? Still 3:30. They're getting jammed, which means it's not going to detect anything. You can see how small its search radius is. It's going to miss the fleet, unfortunately. But they're definitely here. Yeah, they got jammed out. Okay. Waiting for this Triumphant to arrive. Got a thermal signature for this fleet. It's out to the east. Yeah, there's a thermal signature to the east. Have they just launched a missile in that direction? It looks like there's a missile traveling along this route here. Sheba may be about to get a missile strike against it. Let's get some planes up in the air just in case. We now have some AA missiles. So let's just get you guys flying along this route here just in case there is a missile incoming. And we've missed them potentially. But it doesn't look like we have. There's so much going on. Okay, you've just arrived at Imgur. We've got here a Gepard, a Wasp, which is great to see, and an Intrepid. So from here, let's fully fuel the Howler. Let's get it up to Urkesh, and let's get you to launch planes with rockets towards Aktag to see what you can find here. Also, if you guys have radar, turn it on. Everyone's got radar on, right? Okay, you guys in Abad should be fully fueled by now. Let's get you down to... Who's fast here? 307. Can the compared make it on its own? It can. You get down here to Kafir. The two fat men get to Imgur in case there is a strike fleet here we need to defend against. This is the one I'm most worried about right now. What is going on here? Where is this enemy strike fleet? Do you guys have enough fuel to make it to the city? You do. This fleet at Sheba needs to be doing something. I was waiting for them to get enough fuel to get to Kiva, so I'm going to send them there now. This fleet here is doing nothing, and then we've got this fleet here. This is the fleet that's going to take on... They're off our radar, so they're no longer jamming us. We now have radar coverage as well, which means we should be able to detect them. I don't want to get too obsessed. Okay, they're jamming us again. They're still on this 330, but they could be like right here. They could be right here. Well, they couldn't be because we don't detect them on radar. Somebody has just landed. Okay, they've just arrived. They still don't have enough fuel to make it to Sheth. In fact, they have less. So I'm going to make the decision to send them to Zartana, where they'll help with the attack, and then they can refuel there. Question is, where is this strike fleet? This is kind of my main concern right now. It looks like there may be a slight... No, there's nothing on IRST in this direction, so they can't be that close. Okay, that is the Howler arriving at Urkesh. What have you got for me in Urkesh? We've got a Voshkot. Oh, I didn't mean to enter the shipyard. We've got a Gagapard, a Gladiator, and a Voshkot. Well, this is a fleet that can actually do something. So let's get the Howler fully fueled, and we'll send it down to Bethel. Oops, we'll send it down to Bethel. And then we're going to order this fleet, which is... not fully fueled yet, so as soon as it is fully fueled, it's going to head down to Aktag. No sign of any ships in Aktag, so we may have a ship down here. So we may have a ship coming in from Masada and a ship coming in from Urgut. Still trying to work out what's going on over here. We're going to have to land in Gandamish and refuel. The radar jamming is messing with our danger close Elant signal. That's why it's saying it's danger close. Because we're being jammed, we're not sure how close they are right now. These planes can... Oh, these planes are going to make it home. They're probably not going to make it home. I just realized I made a mistake. What else is going on? They're all moving. You're moving here. Are you guys fully fueled yet? No, you're not. You're moving down here. There's nobody here. We need to get down to Ooze pretty quickly. We need to take Kumdag and Zartana very fast. This is the main thing that's happening right now, is this situation here. So they're landing in Ganamesh and they're going to refuel. So we just have to wait for them to refuel at this point. Radar on, please. I hear nuclear missile launch sirens. This is not the sound I want to hear. Why is there a nuclear missile siren? That, I think, means there's an enemy ready to launch, potentially. I've not heard this sound before. They're picking up this jamming over here. I don't like this. I really don't like what I'm hearing. Where's the aircraft carrier? They're not ready yet. I really don't like what I'm hearing. Okay, who is detected target on the radar? Okay, we've got an incoming missile here. That I can probably do something about. Okay, that's going to be a nuke. This fleet is not in a great position to do anything about it coming in, because I don't have anything that can really intercept it. We can launch this, try and launch this Fat Man. It's probably not going to make it in time. No, the Fat Man's not going to make it into the air. It's a ballistic missile. Oh, this is what we've heard. They're launching a ballistic missile at us. There's another one incoming. Right, let's get... How much fuel does this fleet have? It has enough fuel. No. If I select the whole fleet, it has enough fuel. Get in the air. If you survive this, you'll be legends. The problem is it's launched them too close, and they are missing the city amazingly. Get in the air. Get moving. Where's the fat man? You rejoin the fleet. Okay. That noise was them launching those missiles, but they're ballistic nukes. They're not made for hitting fleets, and they're missing the city. They're kind of weirdly spiraling around it. What they're supposed to do is come up and go down, rather than traveling in a more flat trajectory, but they seem to be looping the city. Not seen that before, but we're not going to worry about it. How are you guys doing for fuel? You're still not fully... Is this your fully fuel? Can you even make it anywhere? I don't know if you can actually make it to Imgar, but we could potentially pick you up on the way. So you just start flying in this direction. You're arriving here. You are in Moab. You have... I don't know what your orders are, but get to Kiva. You're moving down here. You're moving here. You're heading this way. This is still where the action is. So this is one of the missile carriers. It's not just a strike fleet. So they must be sitting in Tabal, I'm guessing. I'm trying to launch from Tabal. We're going to hit Kamdag and see what's there in a second. You've just arrived here in Bethel. Bethel has a Intrepid, it has a Voshkod, and it has... it has a little Fennec. Cool. Alright, let's get the Howler fully fueled. And send it on to Uz. Wait for the rest of the fleet to fuel. Missile ship's about to hit here. There are defenders in Kamdag. There's just a standard garrison here. No ballistic missile ships yet. That's what I wanted to know. You ever feel like you're juggling a whole ton of plates at once? That's what this feels like. Just make sure that I've got everything happening. Yeah. You guys definitely have enough fuel? You have enough fuel. Just in case, you have no chance of landing in your current state. Nope, cancel. Let's get you just repairing, just in the background. It's going to take, what, 100 hours? So that's not going to happen, but I feel bad just leaving you there as a wreck. You're moving in here, you're moving in here, we're getting ready to move there, we're about to find out what's going on over here, we're consolidating over here. How are you guys doing for fuel? Is there something here that can act as a tanker? There is a Wasp. As soon as they're... Actually, we can just fully fuel the Wasp and send it to meet up with this fleet here, and it should be able to bring them in. This is the big issue here. Whew. I would really like the ability to tag my fleets with code names, so I can keep an eye on what is what while they're moving around here. So we've got one missile carrier up here. We've got a strike group down here, or down here, and a missile carrier down here, down here. We know that this area here is clear. Okay, that's the... Howler's just arrived here. We've got... How good is the Howler, by the way? Okay, excellent. There's a Cormoran here. And there is a Scarab. Ooh, don't see a lot of Scarabs. They're pretty cool. So let's get the Howler fully fueled. And I'm going to send it to Masada to see what it can detect. Then we want to wait for the... Cormoran is actually pretty well fueled already. Let's send it to Kebereth to intercept anything that might be moving on. Let's get this radar on. Okay, we have an ELINT signal at 210, which is a little bit concerning. And we're picking up that that warning signal as well. Okay. That's a radar signal from you? Yes, it's a radar signal from you. That's fine. Okay, the fleet's about to get into range of Tabal. These guys are moving down south. Okay, we've got another missile incoming, probably from Tabal. There's not much I can do about that. We're probably going to pick up the enemy fleet on radar in a second. They've got to be in Tabal, right? If I've messed this up and they're not in Tabal, I'm going to be really, really, really frustrated. Okay, let's see if there's anything going on in Masada. They're linking up. Nothing's happening in Masada at the moment. The Howler is just proving to be such a great little ship. Okay, we've got 3 ships to pick up here. We've got a Wasp, we've got a Gepard, and we've got Intrepid. Let's get the Howler back in the air. Let's fully fuel it. Let's get it down to Arc. And we're going to get the Wasp here to send a T7 with rockets along this line to see if I can pick anything up. That plane will turn around. And honestly, I don't care if it doesn't make it back. I need to find out where the enemy fleet is. There's no sign of anything at Tabao, but we are getting jammed. What else is going on? This fleet has linked up. They now have enough fuel. They're about to land at Mushen. What is going on here? You're just being left behind. Okay, that's fine. You're picking up... New target on the radar. Who has detected a new target on the radar? You have, of course. Alright, we have detected the enemy strike fleet. They're running away. They are running. They've got speed 100. We've got speed 232. We are going to intercept them. Okay, we've got an interception happening here. That's not the only thing happening, though. I can't afford to just stare at that. We've got some fleet actions about to happen down here as well. The Howler's about to arrive in Arc. We're just looking for this strike fleet that has moved out from Masada. They might be almost at Sethe. This could be a big problem. Okay. We have a really big fight on our hands. I should have maybe launched some nukes before this kicked off, because this is going to be tough. Let's start off with the Paladin and just use these missiles up to try and take out as much of this stuff as we can. Then we're going to bring in our 2 Intrepids. Then the Fat Man, I'm going to finish with the Rooster. In terms of ammunition, I have a lot of ammo. We're going to go with laser guided. I've got 15 shots on the Paladin Mark II. But I want to hold that back for when I'm fighting the Griffin and the Bore. Or that, I've got to deal with the Typhon as well. We probably want to deal with that as soon as possible. Obviously, we want incendiary ammo here. The Intrepids, I've got 25 laser guided shots for them. So we'll go with 20. We'll go with laser guided on you. We're going to go with prox fuse on this Intrepid, which I've got 34 of. The Fat Man, we're going to go with incendiary, and we're going to go with prox fuse on the Rooster. The tanker actually has a gun, so we're going to go with that. This is a big fleet. All we have to do, we don't need to destroy the fleet. We have to destroy the Typhon. That is our primary objective. That is the only mission that this fleet needs to complete. Destroy the Typhon. Let's go. This is going to be chaos. It's going to launch a lot of missiles here. Problem with the Paladins, they have a really slow rate of fire. Okay, we just lost the Paladin very quickly. No flares on this Intrepid. See if we take the Gladiator out. Whoops, that missile chased us. Okay, that's the Gladiator down. Remember, all we care about is the capital ship. And you're not getting a lot of conversation from me here because I need to really concentrate. Let's take that slugger out. That's a really easy target. There's a Courageous. I want to take that down too. Actually, no, let's leave the Courageous in the fight. I spent too long trying to line that shot up. That's that Intrepid down. So we've lost our 2 ships with laser guided. Okay. There's 2 Courageouses in the battle right now. I want to keep them here. Lets me add a prox fuse. Another Gladiator. It's a proper Gladiator. Ships flying weirdly. That didn't hit me, come on. There's another slugger. Okay, now we got the Bore. Bore's in the field. Where is it? Where is it? Bottom left-hand corner. Got prox fuse. This is gonna be rough. Boost, 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 boost. We're down to 37% fuel. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Damn. That's it. There's only one option left. No, we ran out of fuel. Ram him. Oh, I can't get the ram. Run out of fuel. Okay, it's now time for the man, the myth. Oh, no, it's not quite yet. I was going to say it's the Rooster's turn, but not yet. Actually, the Fat Man with Incendiary may be exactly what we need here. I just need to get a shot. He might be crashing. I can't dodge these. The Fat Man does not have the ability to dodge. That Fat Man's down. Now it's the Rooster. I've been trading for this the entire game. Oh, I was checking if we had a bomb. I launched it. Okay, we got the Bore. Something big has just arrived. No, this is the Bore. Damn, we just took a massive prox fuse hit. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Rooster crew. believe in you, tanker crew. Thank you for your service. You can do it. Oh, there's no engines left. Come on. Take it out. Take it out. What have we got left? Oh, Patrick. Can you get up to speed? Nope, you lost your engine. Come on. Boost, 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 boost. Too much boost. Nah, it's not gonna happen. I can't get the ram. It's the ways we designed, he won't go in a straight line. They did no damage at all. That's it, I think. Oh, just the Tenaris, which has no weapons. There's nothing we can do here except retreat and launch nukes. We did a lot of damage to this fleet, and I know I sacrificed a lot of heroes to get here. That's it. Do we want to retry that? Or do we take this? Do we take this on our first attempt? I'm a little bit sad about the attempted drammings I did that didn't go through. I think I want to try it one more time. We're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to keep the Paladin in reserve. We're going to start with an Intrepid with Prox Fuse. Then we're going to send in a laser-guided Intrepid. The Fat Man can go there. Doesn't hugely matter. Then the Rooster with Prox Fuse. Then the Paladin Mark II. We'll try this one more time. We got so close there. This is out of Prox Fuse. Oof, that was nasty. Actually, I'm not too worried about this ballistic. Let's get the slugger out. Ah! There's a Courageous on the field. I want to keep that in the field as long as possible. Then you shoot AP at me. That's a bad shot. Oof. Down a low fuel, 20%. Need to get my my aiming better here. Okay, got him. So that should be 2 Courageouses on the field now. So let's take out the ballistic. Shoot me. We don't have the engines to dodge these as much anymore. Good shot. We're down to 4% fuel. I'm going to try and get this guy out of here if I can. 0% fuel. I couldn't maneuver, he was on 0% fuel, okay. Let's get the slugger. Missed. What's next? Got a gladiator on the field. I'm just gonna... we probably don't need to use laser guided on it. Okay, gladiator's down. What's next? Got a slugger coming in.
The enemy has been destroyed.
Warriors on the field. Switch to laser guided. Go on, load, 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 load. 2, 3. Ah!
Fuel system is on fire. Fuel 50%. Overheating engine.
That's it, we're out of laser guided. I don't have any fire suppressants left either.
Structural damage received.
Okay, now we're on to the Fat Man, which has incendiary ammo. We're just going to try and set fire to the bar if we can.
Fuel system is burning.
He's probably not going to last very long. Yeah, the Fat Man can do nothing. It's not a great combat ship. Okay, looks like the Bore is on heavy fire, though. Don't know if it's enough to kill it. So it's a Griffin, not a Bore. Okay, that's the Griffin down. Now we're going to deal with the Bore. Where is the Bore, first of all? Where's this missile coming from? Let's get over to it. See them drop a bomb on me? Nasty.
Fuel tanks are on fire. Structural damage received. The fuel system is burning. Fuel tanks are on fire. Engine lost. Structural damage.
That bomb did nothing. I'm sorry, Rooster. I can't get you out of the situation. Oh! That's how you lose a ship. Is the Bore still alive? Yeah, it is. No, that Courageous just got wrecked.
The enemy has been destroyed. Structural damage received.
Is it here? It's here. It's here.
Missile away.
Load, load, load.
Target destroyed. A generator has been destroyed. Engine overheating. Engine lost.
Fire.
System is burning.
The under armor is pretty strong. I'm trying to get this engine block. Almost got that engine. Probably.
A generator has been destroyed.
Watch out for him launching a missile at us.
The enemy has been destroyed. Engine lost.
No! No!
Evacuate the ship.
What have we got left? Just the tanker. Set it on a fire tanker. That's it, he's lost his gun.
Engine overheating. Abandoned ship. Target destroyed.
Did we do it? That was a victory. I'm not sure if I'm happy to accept it. It was very brutal. That was a hard fight, but I'm going to take it. I apologize to the crews of those ships, but they died saving Kiva. And we are on the edge. We are on the brink of death. And I had no choice but to order them to do what they did to take down that ballistic missile carrier. Victory. But at what cost? Oh. Alright. We have taken out one of the missile carrier groups at huge cost. There was one more missile carrier somewhere here between Urgut and Kumdag, or Masada and Seth, and there's also a strike group out here somewhere. But we've taken one step closer to defending Kiva. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not sure if I did. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Kiva will stand.